We got to jump to the story about the Republican Party. We got this from Breitbart. Exclusive. Tool to enforce Orwellian rules. 80 House Republicans help pass bill to fund federal vaccination database. According to the bill, also called H.R. 550, the government would provide $400 million in taxpayer dollars to fund immunization system data modernization and expansion. A system otherwise defined as a confidential population-based computerized database that records immunization doses administered by any healthcare provider to persons within the geographic area covered by that database. I want to point out it's called the immunization infrastructure. The COVID vaccine does not immunize you. Okay, this is very, very important distinction. You will not be immune. Okay, the YouTube rules are very clear on this one. Okay. The COVID vaccine reduces the likelihood you'll get it, reduces the severity, and if you do get it, hospitalization, all that is reduced as well. There have been some graphs about it, but it's important because they're calling it the Immunization Infrastructure Modernization Act, and I think it's important. The New York Daily News reported on LeBron James getting COVID, and it said not even the king is immune to COVID, and I'm like, and he's fully vaxxed?
Yep.
I think this is the narrative here that the vaccine is not immunization, it is vaccination. And now I guess the definition has changed to mean it reduces your likelihood of catching and having a severe case. So just one final thought is to move into this. We had 80 Republicans sign on board with this. I don't believe that a red wave is going to save Americans' freedom.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, we've been talking about this for a while. Be prepared to be disappointed by the people who are going to be the fall guys. It's just like wrestling. They're going to come in. They're going to be, they're pretending to be the bad guys now. They're going to be the popular guys, but it's all a show. It's all scripted in so many different ways. Dan Crenshaw, I heard, also voted for this. And to see 80 House Republicans vote for a federal vaccine registry, what do you think registration will lead to? I mean, it's common sense. It's what's happening in Germany. It's what's happening in Australia. It's what's happening in Israel. It's what's happening in the United Kingdom. They need a database of everyone complying because now they know who's playing ball and who's not. It's no longer going to be the paper that's your vaccine proof. It's going to be a federal digital track, trace, and database system, which, again, will be integrated into the social credit score, which we've been warning about from the very beginning of this.
But it said it was confidential. They're saying...
Yeah, do you think a government federal registry is going to be confidential?
Luke?
No.
How could anything go wrong if consolidating data like that?
Confidential means they get to read through your private
and so do their friends.
Yeah, who knows
This
who
is
gets
at the
hacked?
same time as the federal government. Biden's COVID czar literally was on the national media today saying that everything's on the table to implement a domestic vaccine passport when it comes to interstate travel. So this is literally what there's politicians, there's ruling elites in the United States that are seething, that are waiting to implement what Australia and what Germany have already implemented. They are waiting to implement this, and it's terrifying. The CDC just gave themselves new surveillance powers in order to track this new variant. Who allowed them to have surveillance powers? They did it themselves. They're acting more and more like just a totally runaway, undemocratic, unfree government that thinks they could impose their will onto anyone when they want, and that's absolutely crazy and dangerous.